let me play a video, and then I'm going to pose a question for y'all, all right? I'm going to play a video, and then I'm going to pose a question.
Kamala Harris for California governor. She hasn't announced her future plans yet, but even without entering the race for governor in 2026, one poll shows the race would be hers to lose if she did.
Who here has already voted?
Could Californians see Kamala Harris back on the campaign trail soon? A reporter asked her about it while she toured the aftermath of the LA wildfires.
Your appearance here today has some people wondering, are you planning to run for governor?
I have been home for 2 weeks and 3 days.
The non-denial denial comes as an Emerson College poll showed Harris would have a massive lead in the 2026 race for governor if she entered. 57% support compared to the rest of the field, with Katie Porter, Antonia Villaraigosa, and Lieutenant Governor Eleni Kounalakis trailing with single-digit support.
She's never lost an election in California in the many offices she's had.
Democratic strategist Steve Maviglio says Harris's indecision so far has put the governor's race on hold.
She has, in effect, frozen the field. None of the other candidates that have declared is able to raise any money now or seek more endorsements because everybody's on the fence waiting to see what the vice president will do.
Harris's strong poll numbers come despite her poor performance in the presidential election. Donald Trump flipped 10 California counties. Now the question is, will she seek a run for governor or another White House run?
Now, you know the interesting part about this also, as I started doing some digging, because I had seen something or somebody sent me something on social media, and I never just take what people say on social media at face value. I want to know what the truth is. You know what I'm saying? I need to know whether or not it's accurate or it's inaccurate. And there was a report that was basically saying that Kamala Harris was not going to run for governor of California. She was eyeing the 2028 presidential election. And so I didn't take that at face value. I didn't see her say anything like that. But it was an interesting discussion, especially considering that California, and I've been telling you guys for this for a long time, that California is largely hers to lose. It is hers to lose. As a matter of fact, The Hill just dropped an article on their website that basically says that California is waiting for Kamala Harris' decision before they decide who they want to be governor of governor of California. All right, suspense over whether the Vice President Kamala Harris will jump in the 2026 race is effectively freezing the field in her home state as Democrats weigh potential successors for term limited Governor Gavin Newsom. So the only reason that y'all not getting Gavin Newsom is because it's term limits on it. Otherwise, y'all would probably vote him in too. But then I'm also seeing this. Tim Walz, according to the Independent, says he may run for president in 2028 despite the failure of the campaign. Kamala Harris' former running mate has suggested that he may run for U.S. president in 2028 since the Democrats suffered a catastrophic election defeat in November. The former Democratic presidential candidate Kamala Harris and her vice presidential pick, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, have retracted from the front line of politics. But when asked if he would run for president in 2028, in an episode of the New Yorker radio Sunday, Walz declared, if I think I could offer something, I would certainly consider that. Would you guys be interested in seeing Tim Walz run for president of the United States of the Americas? Somebody said, let's go Tampon Timmy. Let's go Walz. Let's go Paul's Walls. Balls to the walls. Oh, man. Jokes will just write themselves. Anyways, I say that to say this. As the field gets super crowded, all right? As the field gets super crowded in all of these elections, you got the New York election with Chris Cuomo starting to throw his hat in the ring. Andrew. Let me make sure I get that right. Andrew Cuomo, although he resigned 3.5 years ago, almost 4 years ago, he's back with a vengeance. And instead of running for governor of New York, he's running for mayor of New York. And so he's posing a threat to Eric Adams, and Eric Adams probably feeling some kind of pressure right now. But California is wide open because you guys have no more Gavin Newsom, who I largely considered for a large portion of time to be the worst governor in the United States of America. And he's begging for $70 billion, I heard, $40 to $70 billion for the forest fire so that they can solve it. He's begging that from President Trump. And I think that Gavin Newsom ultimately will run for president of the United States of America. We all know that that's probably going to happen. If Kamala Harris ran for president, although California is waiting, and I seen that post, it seemed to be fake or whatever, but you got an opportunity to see the sentiment of the people. I seen how many likes it was. I seen what the women were saying inside of the comments. I seen what the sassy white man was saying. And you know what they were saying? She would be a great alternative. She'd be awesome as president of the United States of America. I can't wait to run for or to vote for Kamala Harris. You know what I say? Me too. Me too. Me three. Me four. Me two. Me three. Me four. I think that Kamala Harris should run for president of the United States of America in 2028. And what the people were saying is she should start now. She should start campaigning right away. She should stop cooking collard greens inside of the tub and focus not on Doug, not on Dougie, not on her stepchildren, but she should be focused on running for president of the United States of America. We need Kamala Harris to save us. Could you imagine what that would be like? Could you imagine Kamala Harris, had we voted the wrong way and we didn't come to our senses and Trump didn't flip 10 counties in California and he didn't win every single swing state? Could you imagine what that would be like for her sitting across from Zelensky, giving him everything he wanted so we can stay in this war, these forever wars, and eventually lead to World War III? Could you imagine what that would be like? For BRICS to take over, right? For us to have more advocating for men inside of women's bathrooms and in y'all sports? For us to hearing y'all advocate for using contraception or eliminating your babies as a form of contraception? I can't wait. Listen, if Kamala Harris or Gavin Newsom and or both run for president of the United States of America in 2028, that would be the biggest dog. You know how much money I would make? You know how many panels I would be doing? You know how often I would be getting called for all of these different stations, including Fox News and all of these interviews? Dog, 2028, the Millionaire Morning Show should be over 1 million subscribers. Anton Daniels should be over 2 million subscribers. After Hours should be at least 500,000 or more. The new Room 9 channel, which I'm not telling y'all what I'm changing that name to, but I should be launching my first video this weekend on Room 9. And that name of that channel is going to be something completely different. And the only reason I'm not telling y'all what the name of the channel is because I don't want nobody to steal it before I launch it this weekend. But that's going to be my personal vlog so I can give y'all the behind the scenes of how toxic my life is. And when I was having a conversation with Rita over this weekend, actually we was talking on a plane ride back to Michigan so that I can come into the studio and take care of business. And she said, Anton, don't do it. Don't do it. And I said, what are you talking about? She says, Anton, I don't know if you want to show them how much of your life is behind the scenes. We'll get to that in a minute. We'll talk about that in a minute. But my point is that I fully expect to make a lot, and I mean a lot of money off of you crazy, crying Democrat liberals who want to dye your hair pink and green to support the AKAs. And shout out to the Divine Nine, but y'all really had that one wrong. Y'all got that wrong. I told y'all was going to regret it. And y'all was sitting there telling me, no, we're going to paint, you and your husbands. We're going to paint DC on January 20th. Everything is going to be pink and green. The Divine Nine going to be taking over Washington. Remember when y'all told me that? Y'all thought I was going to forget, didn't you? I didn't forget. Y'all said, we already got our We already got our hotel rooms booked up, and we already got our sightseeing tours, and we going to be all over Washington, D.C. on Inauguration Day. It's going to be pink and green and pearls, pink and green and pearls, pink and green, and then all of the fraternity guys that followed y'all to the polls. And y'all had Jamal Bryant, the pastor, and you had Steve Harvey. And you had Ricky Smiley, and he was over there having twins out of wedlock again, while at the same time telling y'all how God is so good to me. And y'all had all of these people that was, we're going to be in our White House Inauguration Day. Remember when y'all was telling me that? Meanwhile, me and the bag chasers was like, we was running up a check on Kamala Harris's head. Some of y'all was running up a check on Kamala Harris's head too. Al Sharpton, you got your bag. Roland Martin, you got your bag. A bunch of people got their bag. A bunch of people make a lot of money. So it's diversity, equity, and inclusion was working with the Kamala Harris campaign. My point is this. That would be the biggest blessing to the Republican Party ever. Cam, if you're listening. That would be the biggest blessing to the Republican Party. J.D. Vance will mop the floor. Oh, man, it's going to be beautiful. You're going to have Byron Donalds running down there in Florida, taking over that. You got Vivek Ramaswamy over there in Ohio. He going to be kicking it, taking care of business over there. You know what I'm saying? Best thing for her to do is actually run for California governor. She can win that without even thinking. But the president of the United States of America, I can't wait. Bobblehead Sharpton gonna be up there talking about telling us how y'all should vote like y'all forgot. Jamal Bryant gonna be boycotting some new business, who knows, Tesla. You know what I'm saying? Same thing, different day. Same bag, but bigger. Same bag, but bigger. All right? Charlemagne the God is going to be sitting there talking about, yeah, man, because we don't want fascism inside of the White House. I can't wait. Yes, I'm going to be right here in this seat. Maybe I'll have a better studio by then. I don't know. Maybe a network will offer me $50 million. I don't know. All I know is I am looking. That will be a blessing. I'm praying for it. I would actually switch to being Democrat in the primary so that I could vote for Kamala Harris over whoever it is that she would run it against, Gavin Newsom or whatever. I couldn't wait. I would love it. I would love for her to run for president of the United States of America again. Be a great, great, profitable stream for all of us.